Hey guys, I just got finished grading your report final drafts, and I think I needed to say a few things that I probably wouldn't be able to convey um, as much as I wanted to in an email. So I'm going to talk to you just for a second about this report. Um, Guys, just a couple things. You get two chances for these essays. You get a rough draft and you get a final draft. You do not get another draft after that. So that's the reason why with these rough drafts, I spend hours. I spend many hours marking them up, giving you feedback, telling you what resources you need to go to correct mistakes. And sometimes I even go as far as to tell you exactly what you need to do to change something. But for some reason, for some students, it's not being transferred over to your final draft, meaning that some students just pick and choose what they want to correct. They do not correct everything I marked. Especially major errors like not citing sources in both places on a reference page and those same sources within your essay. If I marked that on your rough draft, that should have been corrected in your final draft. If you did not know how to correct that, you should have contacted me to get a little bit more clarification, or visit the writing center or contact the writing center on campus. But when you don't contact me, I'm assuming all is well, and I'm assuming you know what to do to change it. But a couple of you, I need to make sure that everybody knows where to find resources that will help out with some of these common errors that I'm seeing in these essays. So right here in Unit 3, I know you guys are working in Unit 4 right now, but I want to go back to Unit 3 for just a second. And then you've got my videos, and you've got two different ones. Then you've got a reading assignments, writing assignments. Then you have resources. You guys should be in the resources folder for every unit, every single one. And here gives you all the links possible that you could probably ever ask for to be able to write a correct APA documented and formatted essay. So I want to show you, some of you had errors on your title pages. Here's a title page example. If yours doesn't look like that, then it's not correct. So that's what I'm trying to get across to you guys, that if you look at these examples that I've provided and yours does not look like that, then it needs to be corrected. And here, this one, these are little videos, but this one shows you how to format your essay in APA format and how to do citations. This talks about how to use Citation Machine if you're using something other than the databases. Here, APA, Citing Sources Basics. These are very short little videos that show you exactly how to cite sources. Some of you are not using these sources. And here, the APA cheat sheet, this was the one I created, and I've got it pulled up here. If you look, this tells you exactly how your formatting should be. For your in-text citations, meaning within your essays, this gives you basically any scenario that you might have. But one thing that I am seeing is that students are not citing sources correctly within their essay if there is no author. So if you look right here, and I'm going to highlight right here, it says, if no author, identify the item by its title. So if you notice, here I've got the ... and quotation marks, which indicates a quote that was used from the source. And then here is the citation. It's just the title of the article in the quotation marks with a comma, a year of publication, another comma, and a P period page number if you have one. A lot of times you won't have a page number, so it's just going to end there after 2007. Okay, so this is how it should be cited within your essay. If you do not have an author for a source, it's going to be the title of the article, not the large work. Okay, it has to be the title of the article. Okay, so if you decided you want to introduce the quote with the author's name, then you would introduce it just like this. There are samples provided for you in this APA cheat sheet and also in all the other resources I've provided in this folder. It gives you exactly what it should look like. So there should be no question. If you have questions, that's when you contact me. The reference page, some of you are still not centering the title. That's an easy easy thing to do, and no point deductions will occur if you center your title. It should be all double spaced. Some of you have submitted single spaced essays and single spaced reference pages. It says all sources must be in ABC order. Some of you are still not putting your sources in ABC order. If you don't know how to do that, let's see, hang on one second. Right here. This one talks about how to use hanging indentation. But if you go back to the MLA resources too, MLA tells you how to put sources in ABC order. So you guys probably should have already known how to do that by the time you got to this point. So you've got to understand that if I make comments and I mark on your essay, it means it needs correcting. You cannot pick and choose what you correct. And when I direct you to a resource, you are expected to go to that resource, pull it up, look at it, study it, and familiarize yourself with it. And if you're still confused, then you contact me. Okay? Here is what an example of a reference page APA citation would look like. Okay? If it doesn't look like this on your page, meaning in this format where you have a left align, and then you've got hanging indentation, then you got another left align and hanging indentation, that's how you format sources. If it doesn't look like that, then you need to go back to the resources and say, okay, I need to know how to hanging indent. How do I do that? And the video will show you how to do it. So you're going to have to make sure that you use all resources provided for you. Some of you are not pulling these resources up, and it shows. And when I went through and graded your final drafts of your reports, there were many of you that ended up with zeros because you did not cite sources. Or if there's a chunk of information that was in your essay and out to the side I commented, this information is not common knowledge. It needs a source citation. It means it's come from somewhere else. It's not your own words. Because you guys also know that these essays are ran through a plagiarism checker called SafeAssign. And it will let me know if you've got information in there word for word. Now, as long as you have it cited, that's fine. But if it's not cited, that's where there is a problem. That means you're using information from somebody else or from another source that is not yours and that you're not citing and not giving credit for. You're using it as your own, and that's plagiarism. So when I put things like that on your rough draft, it is very important that you heed those messages, because it ends up with no credit whatsoever on a final draft, because it is considered plagiarism, and I cannot give credit, not even for a part of your essay, if you have plagiarism in it. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that. I want you guys to really make sure you understand that for this final essay, the proposal, because it's going to be an APA as well. And you're going to make sure that you have to cite sources in both places. Okay? Now, let me pull up this APA sample research essay. I know there's another video about it anyway. Let me pull it up. Sample student paper. Okay. So if I'm pulling up this sample paper, it gives you exactly what it should look like, okay? Shows you formatting, shows you how to introduce quotes, shows you how to cite after a quote. It gives you a really good sampling to look at, okay? But what I do is I always go to the reference page, and this is a really, sorry for the scrolling, but this is a really long paper. If you go to the reference page, which is what I do first, I go to the reference page and I look and I say, okay, is this formatted correctly? Is references centered? Yes. Are the sources put in alphabetical order? Yes. Are they formatted correctly? And then I'll go through and I actually go through and click on each link. And I go through and I make sure you have the correct authors, the date, and all that good stuff. Yes, I do that for every essay. So you have to be really diligent about making sure that you follow all instructions. Okay, you see the hanging indentation that is used with each citation. The first line is left aligned, and then you've got the rest of that source is indented. Then you left align the next source, and that second line indented. So use these samples. And understand that yours needs to look like this as far as formatting, okay? And then what I do is I go through and I say, okay, I need to find and see that they cited this source within their essay. And then I'll go in and I'll find it. I'm not sure I'll find it very easily in here since it's a long paper. But that's what I do with each of your sources. I go and I look and I really dig sometimes to try to find where a source is cited. And even if it's not cited 100% correctly, if there was an attempt, like if a large work was listed in here, at least I would be able to find it, okay? So I go in through here and I find all the sources. Like here, this is an L. Hamidou et al. All right, and then if I go on to the reference page, where's it at? Where's it at? Hang on, guys. I'm trying to find the source. That doesn't seem to be cited here. Oh, okay, right here. That's what it says. It says, for the sake of brevity, the rest of the references have been omitted. So there are more references in here, and obviously you should list all of yours, but this one was so long, I think for the sample purposes, they left it out. But that source would come after, D, of course, and it would be L. But all of these sources would need to be cited within your essay. I would need to be able to look on this reference page and within your essay, and the sources should match up. And if you notice, you should cite what is listed first. What is listed first. If you have two authors, then it needs to be on body and Rosenthal, comma, 1993. Okay, and if you go back again to the APA cheat sheet, it shows you exactly what to do. If you have two authors, if you just have one author, if you have no author, or if you have an author, a source that authors, there's, I guess, more than 3 or 4 authors, and how to do that. So use your resources. That's the main purpose of me providing this little video, because you guys need to make sure you look through these, because they show you how to do a lot of what you're making mistakes on within your essays. Okay, and I mean, I've even got a title page template right here. So just please be sure to look through and use your resources. Your textbook is also a really good resource. You can just open it right up and it will be able to tell you how to cite sources and how your reference page should be formatted. But just keep in mind, guys, you have 2 chances: rough draft, final draft. Make it count, because they're averaged together, and it's very important. Students come to me all the time if they end up with a 0 on a final draft because of plagiarism, and they're upset. Well, can I not get credit for something on it? I did do an essay. No, I don't give credit for something. I give credit for overall quality of your essay. And if the overall quality of your essay is compromised by the use of plagiarism within your essay, even if it's unintentional, it doesn't matter. The consequences are still the same, and colleges are very strict about this. And typically, on a second offense of plagiarism, students can be given an F in the class and be removed from the class. I have had to do that before. So just please make every effort to cite sources, and I'm here. Please ask questions. This group has been very quiet. I may have had a couple students to have emailed me so far this semester, but overall, students have been pretty quiet. But just know I am here. I'm here to help. If you have specific questions, please, please, please send them to me. And also utilize the Writing Center on campus. They are very helpful as well. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you.